at this party, and it's like a really big party. So I'm sitting there and I'm just like, you know, hobnobbing with all these amazing actors. And then Daniel Craig walks in. I'm like, oh my God, there's Daniel Craig. This is amazing. He's just so beautiful. And all of a sudden he looks up and like looks right at me. And I'm like, and then he goes, hey, you. And I'm like, so of course I'm like, you. And he goes, you. And I was like, you. And he's just like, you. And I go, oh, I can't hear you. Want me to turn it up? Now, it's important to mention that we're across the room from each other, so all this is being done across a crowded room. So I just go, you know, and I'm there, and I start to do some other things. And then all of a sudden, Daniel goes, oh, not you. Points behind me, and I turn around, and the great British director Stephen Daldry is there, and he's like, nah, like doing inappropriate things. And I realize I'm just an idiot, and I just want the whole
home Saturday afternoon, probably around 1. Right. I was horny. There was no woman in my life at the time, so I decided I was going to take care of my little problem by watching some porn. Right? So I decided to watch this movie, and I put it in DVD, and I want to take my time with it.
Right.
So I'm watching this thing for about a half an hour.
Oh!
Yeah. And everything, you know, ends, and I wrap up everything, and it's all finished. And so I press volume on the TV, and I can see the little nozzle go to 0 on the wall unit thing, but I can still hear it. And I'm like, what is going on? What the hell is happening? And then I remember that the night before, I'd gone out into my backyard with a glass of wine and listened to music. And then I realized that for the last hour, I've been blasting a porno out of my outdoor speaker. This is 1 o'clock in the afternoon, mind you.
Kids are riding bikes around.
Kids are riding, people and their dogs. It was terrible. I moved.
You had to. Off, and I'm watching the game at home, like in my apartment in Atlanta. I'm like, you know, I'm filming the game, you know, while I'm watching it, and then I upload it to Instagram. And then, you know, my girlfriend calls me, and, you know, it's really intense part of the game, you know, it's a corner, so I'm like, I usually answer, but I let it slip to voicemail. And she calls again, and I'm like, yeah, it's almost halftime, I'll call her at halftime. And then she calls a third time, and there was something about that third call that was kind of like stung a little bit because she doesn't call me 3 times in a row. So I pick up and I'm like, hey babe, you know, I'm watching the game. And she's like, yeah, I know. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I just trying to feel a little connected to the game. She was like, no, we can all tell you're really excited because you're showing the whole world that you watch soccer naked. So I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, the reflection. I'm like, the reflection? She's like, yeah, and it looks like you got the AC cranked up on max. I was like, no. But you know, it's fine. Only like 25,000 people saw it. So.
I and my husband were on our honeymoon. We get changed to go to the gym, and Tom puts on these shorts that are like his oldest gym shorts, and they're tiny, and they're like really short, and there's nothing underneath. I was like, whoa! I was like, babe, I was like, you cannot wear those shorts. They're like, you know, I can see everything. And he was like, oh, come on, who are we going to run into? I mean, who's going to be here? And I was like, yeah, you're right. I mean, who are we going to see? And so we walk into the gym, and running on a treadmill is Ellen. Tom and I are like, oh my God. And Tom's face is like just gone white, and you're like, hi. And I was like, oh my gosh, Ellen, so lovely to meet you. And then you're like, have you met Obama? And we were like, what? And standing next to them is former President Barack Obama. That is tiny. The gym was the size of this stage. Like, even smaller. It was a very confined space. And we then had to do this whole, like... Oh my God. We had to do this whole, like, class, like this stretching class, but Tom, meanwhile, is trying to, like, not reveal anything. When she says short shorts, they were, I'm not exaggerating, they were to here and wide, like real wide. So on a bike, when he was lunging, and he literally got to the end of the class, and we're doing like a last stretch, which was legs out. And Tom's now got a towel on his front, trying to be modest, and his face just says it all. He's like, I'm going to kill myself, the worst day of my life. And Ellen looks over and goes, boy, those are the wrong shorts to wear today.